Alright, welcome back everybody to... Why did I want to say Rogue Legacy? That's not right. To Ys Origin. Alright, we're gonna keep going up the path here. For some reason I feel like my controls are backwards. That's alright. We'll get back to normal here in a second. Alright, that's good. Yep, we're gonna use the key, we're gonna keep moving. Some big damage there. Should be able to zip zap zoop our way through this. There we go, there's a level up. Built that part of the game where there's undead enemies I gotta watch out for. They won't stop until we get closer to where the mirrors are. Yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked. That is an understatement. Unlike Unica and Hugo, I cannot cheese my way through this. I actually have to come over here and beat these guys up. Isn't too hard with demon powers, but I'm gonna try to get to the other side. Probably still have a little bit of demonic essence left. And I should stop and probably heal myself. Oh, I'm dead. Oh well, we'll do that again. Figured that was gonna happen. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me because I'm the Claw Man. I do like how when I jump in the sand it holds me down, but it still counts as a down slash on those. I'm gonna get my butt whooped. I can't believe it. Can't believe how badly I'm getting my butt whooped. Alright, let's heal up again. You heal. Gonna try to squeeze a level out here. Probably makes more sense if I just continue to the next area. Since this area isn't giving me enough experience right now, but... Oh boy, I feel like I'm wearing weaker armor than I should be. Just a little more difficult than I anticipated. We'll rectify that soon enough with some grinding, but not at this exact spot do I want to start grinding something out. Um, Here's the level. I was thinking about earlier in this game. There's some. Well, I guess I should preface this. I was thinking about some of the unique parts about Pulse campaign, and the first one that struck my mind, probably it's as strong as anything else that I could think of, is when you had to fight your former comrade in the leader of the Knights, and you don't have access to your demon powers yet because your limit gauge, whatever you want to call it, burst bar, they haven't given it to you yet. So you have to literally fight what's his face? I think his name's Gillian, Commander Gillian. Straight up. You just straight up fight him. No extra powers. The only thing you get is your that dash ability that you get from the from having the first Relic of Ys. And while that fight, once you figure out the key to it, it's not difficult. If you try to, like, as I did, try to butt your head up against it and level your way through any amount of difficulty, the game's gonna be like, nah, that's not gonna happen. We already gave you your armor, you're not getting an upgrade. We already gave you your upgrade to your claws, you're not getting another upgrade there. You're not getting an upgrade to your magic, other than what we've already given you. And no, you're not getting your break, your your boost gauge. You're gonna have to do this all by yourself. The other thing I noticed is that, like, of all of the other hero characters you play as, he's the only one to actually, like, legitimately see through the goddesses and be like, yeah, you're not giving me the full story. Tell me, I understand the concept of wanting to get rid of the Black Pearl, but I don't understand why you wouldn't tell any of the priests. And they sort of gloss over that, Unica and damn, same place. Alrighty. Damn. The fuck I die that quick? Oh, I only have 65 health, that's why. Anyways, getting back to my point. It's very odd because Toll plays as a lone wolf character, whereas everybody, whether they like it or not, are being backed up by their their team, their sorcerer team, the knight team, are backing them up in their endeavors. Okay. But Toll's very much running a lone wolf campaign because his true intentions is to essentially destroy the Black Pearl and sacrifice himself to do that by ingesting the Black Pearl into himself. So anyways, getting to the point. It's very strange that he's the only one to really see through their bullshit and get them to actually admit, hey, the reason why we're not telling you, and the reason why we didn't tell Unica in Unica's campaign, or, obviously Hugo kind of figured it out, but basically buried his head in the sand, if you will, after he got, sort of this promise that they'll tell you what happens afterwards, with the goddesses knowing, of course, their plan is to give up their wings and seal the demonic essence in the pearl, so they're never going to actually have to answer to Hugo what's going on. But because Toll and the goddess's plan is the same, which is essentially to sacrifice themselves in order to either destroy or seal the Black Pearl, that's when you get like the actual legitimate, the reason we didn't tell the sixth holy priest is we believe one of them's betrayed us and is working with the demons and the darklings in order to bring about Ys's destruction, or to use or gain the Black Pearl's powers for their own. So that's why they didn't tell anybody. And Yunica and Hugo don't exactly go back up to Ys, but needless to say, the others do, and that would not have played very well had they gone back up to Ys and started accusing the sixth holy priest of conspiring with the enemy. So it was kind of essentially a gamble. Not a gamble. It was essentially the goddesses looking ahead here and doing what they thought was best for Ys. I kind of forgot this was here. Give me more defense. We let's actually warp back. Go to the radio's axis. Alright, let's strengthen the demonic element. Just enough. And we will save. That should help us out immensely. Having the extra defense, taking less damage. Obviously I'm still doing the same amount of damage, but I shouldn't be as concerned with preserving my health anymore, because they're doing less damage per hit overall. So as a side note, unrelated to anything we're doing here, I've been working on these videos pretty much non-stop. Since I got through Unica's campaign, and making sure that I'm A, staying ahead of the curve, and B, recording and editing these videos with more than enough time to upload them and still be ahead. But to get to the point, there's a lot of time spent rendering between videos, because I might record 2 hours of tape and then have to go back and edit it, and then once I do ultimately render it, I have to wait for the render to finish. So a lot of downtime in rendering, and I've been using the rendering time to either catch up on television shows that I've been watching, or to pick up new television shows that I previously hadn't watched yet, or new seasons of shows that have come out. Like, as an example, I watched Inside Job Season 2, which I didn't realize, or I'm sorry, whatever you want to call it, the second half, first season, Season 2, however you want to refer to it. I didn't realize that there was going to be a second part to that. I thought, is what it is. This series was good, but it wasn't good enough for them probably to renew it. Then it came back in the second half and was pretty good, if not better, than the first portion of first season. Or I'll pick up a new series that I haven't watched previously and watch that, particularly if it's a short series. creeper medallion. And sometimes if I don't want to sit down and watch a television show, I'll pick up something that I have on my bookshelf and start reading it. So, inadvertently, whatever, decided to start picking up and reading through the Bible. From Genesis, book 1, verse 1, up through where I'm currently at, which is the beginning of Exodus now. Genesis is very different, at least so far, from what I've read of Exodus. Now, I've read through Genesis before. I just kind of forgot about things because you sort of zone out at a certain point when they're going through the genealogy stuff. You know, Adam begot Cain, and Abel, who begot, you know. Eventually you get to, you know, the major players, which are Adam and Eve, Jacob, Cain and Abel, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, or Isaac, then Jacob. Then I believe the next one after that is Benjamin or Jonathan, something like that. And then that brings you up to Exodus, where this is the reasons why the Israelites came to Egypt in the first place. And then the beginning of Exodus talks about, you know, why, you know, after the king, you know, that's in Genesis dies, and people have long since forgotten, you know, the leadership of, I believe it's Joshua. You guys are fucking obnoxious. Stop it. Stop it. Die. Anyways, they talk about, you know, how the Israelites are starting to overpopulate the Egyptians, and they're trying to basically put them back underneath their thumb through some combination of slavery and trying to control their population by killing their men, their boys, if you will. Which is, of course, what led to Moses being put in a basket, and then the Egyptian princess, I think, finds him and adopts him as a kid. And then eventually, you know, Moses himself starts to see what's happening to the Israelites and, you know, not liking that. And that's about where I'm up to. It's early in Genesis, before right about the time Moses sees the burning bush, and God gives him the staff. So there's a lot to go, I know, and then I'm gonna hit, once I get through part of Exodus, we'll start in with the essentially the Jewish laws, which is, you know, obviously first and foremost the Ten Commandments, followed by Leviticus and Deuteronomy. There's a lot of, you know, stuff in terms of biblical law in there. So I'm not quite there yet. I've been there in the past. I've read up through, I think, see here, up through roughly somewhere in Leviticus. Oh, I'm sorry. After Leviticus, Numbers. Which I'm sure is more of the it's a lot more of the account of the people who were often discouraged and afraid in the face of hardship. So there's, I don't know, probably more numbers. Obviously, they're numbers and numbers. So I may mention it again, I may not. I'm just, like I said, I'm doing it when I'm in the process of waiting for something to render. Because like I said, record about 2 hours. I break them up into half-hour segments, roughly speaking. And that means that if I record 4 episodes, I gotta break it up into 4 different spots. So we're gonna heal up real quick, and then we're gonna come down to the bottom. We're gonna get our little feet claws, so we're not sliding on them. Slippery marble, ice, whatever you want to call, when I'm slipping and not making the traction. And then after that, I'll do a little bit of grinding. I'll cut that out of the recording, and then we'll move towards the boss. Earth Dragon Claws. So, as I get later into these recordings, I'm gonna, even though I said I wasn't gonna do this, I'm gonna actually cut some of this grinding out, because I'm probably gonna save anywhere between, I want to say 2 to 4 episodes of me just sitting in this room, walking back and forth, you know, killing all these enemies, collecting the little blue things that pop out of their buttholes, and, you know, once I've finished, you know, doing that, I can finally fight the boss, you know. But like I said, you're probably not going to want to listen to me ramble on about some stupid current event political dissertation, economic dissertation on, you know, my thoughts on everything, while I essentially grind out 3 or 4 levels here and there. So like I said, you're gonna see probably see a major jump here when I go to the save after I beat this guy. I'm gonna go, I think, from whatever level I'm at now. I think I'm gonna go up like 5 levels between then and when I open the boss store, which you'll see flip in like 2 seconds. So this boss right here was a pain in my ass. So I mainly used my demon power to limit the amount of damage I took, because there's a lot of shit sort of popping off here, and the fact that these little eyeballs, if you leave them long enough, will spawn, will start to heal him, is just the icing on the cake. in terms of just being straight out the most painful boss I fight in this entire game. I mean, I get the fact that the guy doesn't move, but he's got plenty of really good, like, oh, you can't just jump up here and just deal infinite damage to my main health bar eyeball. You actually have to come down here and knock these things out first. And I'm gonna shoot all kinds of bullshit at you. And there's gonna be sand waves that are gonna, you know, prevent you from really just whipping your way through here. My thumb hurts. There's a lot of fucking mashing. Ugh. Jesus. Well, that was annoying. Hold it right there. Howdy. Puff puff. You. Somehow I don't think you're here to challenge me. Figured that out by yourself, did ya? I've actually come here to ask you a question, nothing more. Is that right? Well then, by all means ask away. How did you become so powerful? What? I mean, I know you have a demonic power, of course, but I don't think that's the only source of your strength. I have to know what is so different about us. So, that's it, is it? Father's training must have been even more grueling than I remembered. Let me tell you something. Father is who he is. We are who we are. And by the same token, our individual strengths are quite different. Our individual strengths? But you're far more skilled with magic than I could ever hope to be, for one. Which is why I chose to give up the right of succession to you. What? Obviously there's more to the story than just that. It certainly wasn't an easy decision for me to make. But suffice to say, just as you once looked up to me, I felt overshadowed by your accomplishments. You did? Heh. I would have never admitted it at the time, but yes, I saw myself as an inferior choice to succeed the Fact legacy. But that was then. Once I became a Holy Knight, everything changed. I found my raison d'être. I had a path to follow, a road to glory. And by walking that road, my inferior complex simply vanished into thin air. That's true, though. Then why did you throw it all away? Good question. I never intended to betray my oath or my people. Somehow it just happened, as a matter of course. And I've been paying the price for it ever since. Huh, so that's your individual strength, is it? I guess I can't compete with that after all. Not now. Not yet. Hugo. I just need a little time to think. We can settle things next time, alright? As you wish. I won't run, I won't hide. Whenever you're ready, come and find me. I'll hold you to that. Yay, cutscene. An individual strength separate from his or father's. He makes it sound so easy. Indeed he does, but it is not easy at all. He's deceiving you. What? You are Hugo's successor of House Fact, are you not? But we could have a moment of your time. We would be most appreciative. Yep. Even if I go back there, they won't be there. So, I'm just gonna press forward. Alright, we're just gonna speed right through here, hopefully. Oh yeah. I'm over-leveled again.